Test my mic on the monitor. Welcome to Blockchain Tech and Finance News with me, your host KinToshi. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. And it's been an issue. I was in a restream studio having to deal with some issues of not being able to get the bit rate to go live, so I'm kind of working on their support. So I had to jump over to my bare metal machine on the OBS side and just launch this stream that way of how we do regular gaming without all the other crap going on. All right, monitor's working well. If you're on the Twitch side, you can jump in and chat on the Twitch side. If you're on the YouTube or Twitter side, also jump in, put your comments and chats in there. We're going to be reading the news here again. Should give some more information to the state. It was an unexpected shutdown and state firewall maybe blocking it. I'm just going to answer this support. Unexpected shutdown. Just giving an update. Studio would not work for going live. Fucking only type. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's go back into the news. We're gonna start with the market watch. Oh, you know what? I realized I got a whole nother. I've got like two different machines in front of me. Which am I on? Try and I'm gonna try and connect the mouse so I don't have to like reach over in two different directions. You know what? Let's go right on into it. We got the Dow. In the U.S. markets, we got the Dow up 1.86%, the S&P 500 up 2.65%, the Nasdaq up 3.43%, the VIX down 2.14%, gold is down 0.14%, and oil is up 0.06%. On the Europe, so Europe markets. Let me just wanted to highlight the video. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna share this video out the Twitter side. Blockchain. It's been a choppy morning. Blockchain, tech, and finance news. Let's go. Alright, now it's live. Yeah, I can see your chats in there on the chat side. Monitor's up, everything's working. Let's read the news. All right, so in the Europe markets, we got the FTSE 100 up 1.36%, the DAX up 1.99%, the CAC 40 up 1.48%, the FTSE MIB up 2.24%, the IBEX 35 up 1.67%, and the Stock 600 up 1.27%. In the Asia markets, we got the Asia Dow up 1.52%, the Nikkei 225 up 1.42%, the Hang Seng up 1.82%, the Shanghai down 0.13%. The Sensex is up 0.94%. Singapore is up 0.34%. In the Forex, we have the Euro up 0.1%. The Yen down 0.04%. The Pound down 0.24%. The Australia Dollar up 0.67%. The DXY Index down 0.04%. And the WSJ IDX is down 0.13%. And the rates market, we have the US 10-year down 0.0409, the Germany 10-year down 0.0018, Italy 10-year down 0.024, Spain 10-year up 0.0079, the UK 10-year down 0.0114, and the Japan 10-year up 0.0067. In the futures, We have the DJIF up 2.06%, S&P F up 2.23%, the Nasdaq F up 2.45%. Gold is down 0.13, silver is up 0.49, and crude oil is up 0.09 on the futures market. And in the crypto, we have Bitcoin up 0.42% at 19,609 per BTC. Ethereum is up 0.03% at $1,330.84 per ETH. XRP is down 1.04%. Bitcoin Cash is up 0.08%. Litecoin is up 0.58%, and Monero is up 2.11% today. All right, let's go into the first piece of news I have for the day here. This first piece of news is I found interesting. We're going to start with some blockchain tech news. We're going to reach over. Blockchain-based platform created by Saudi students places third in national women's coding competition. This is from Bitcoin.com. Writer Terrence Zimwara. A blockchain-based tender bidding platform was designed by female university students has been named the third best entry in a Saudi Arabian women's coding competition. The competition is said to be part of Princess Noura bint Abdul Rahman University's broader goal of supporting and empowering women in Saudi Arabia's technology sector. Empowering women in Saudi Arabia's technology sector. A blockchain-based bidding platform created by female students at the Saudi Arabian Learning Institute Imam Abdul Rahman bin Faisal University has recently recognized one of the three best projects in this year's coding competition, known as BidChain. The bidding platform placed third in the competition, according to a report by Lauren LeBlanc. The coding competition, also known as She Codes 2022, was conducted under the auspices of the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Education, along with the Princess Noura bint Abdul Rahman University. The competition is said to be part of Princess Noura bint Abdul Rahman University's larger goal of supporting and empowering women in Saudi Arabia's technology sector. In addition to working with the government on the coding competition, the president of the university revealed at the award ceremony that his institution is also organizing local and international partnerships, as well as holding exhibitions and specialized forums for women. So using blockchain to solve problems in tender processes. Meanwhile, in one of the videos in the event shared by the university, one of the students behind the blockchain project said she was pleased with the recognition. The unnamed student, who spoke in Arabic, added, "The bidding platform, which was created to solve problems in tender processes, is just the beginning." While the blockchain-enabled BidChain platform is this year's competition bronze-winning project. Two projects that use artificial intelligence AI came first and second. The winning entry, Sunbull, is an edutainment application which teaches kids the principles of saving and investment. An application designed for early detection of metastatic breast cancer and lymph nodes using AI came in second. All right, so let's keep going on to the news. So yeah, we got some awesome progress and more cool things happening in women in Web3, especially in the Saudi Arabian sector. This next article is from CoinDesk. Aptos debuts its blockchain, putting millions in VC dollars to the test. The venture capital darling has been anticipated for months. Aptos Labs blockchain launched its mainnet on Monday, becoming the first of the Facebook spin-off networks to premiere and putting to the test its multi-billion-dollar valuation. Aptos is the brainchild of several ex-Meta employees who pioneered the company's failed Diem stablecoin. The Aptos blockchain's code is written with Move, the Rust-based programming language favored by Miston Labs' Sui blockchain, another upcoming network. While Aptos Labs has declared its network live, its ecosystem is far from completed, with dozens of teams yet to launch the wallets, trading venues, and non-fungible token tech essential to decentralized finance DeFi. and a token debut, there won't be much to do on Aptos. The blockchain itself is up and running, having completed its Genesis transaction on October 12th. Even so, the infrastructure has proven rocky. People building within Aptos told CoinDesk the mainnet rollout was rushed. The buzz about blockchain first made headlines in March after securing $200 million in funding in a funding round led by A16Z with major investors including Tiger Global, Katie Houn, Multicoin Capital, FTX Ventures, Coinbase Ventures, Binance Labs, and PayPal Ventures rushing into to finance the project. That flood of investor dollars was quickly followed by another gold rush when in July Aptos closed a $150 million Series A round led by FTX Ventures and Jump Crypto with a participation from Binance Labs. The second funding round set the company's reported value at $2 billion, 4 times higher than the company's previous valuation just 6 months earlier. Living up to that lofty valuation may prove pivotal to Aptos' stated goal of becoming a home for Web3 has taken direct aim at other faster and cheaper alternatives to Ethereum, perhaps most notably Solana, another blockchain in the Rust language family. So some cool news there about Aptos blockchain starting up. We'll see if Binance puts a chokehold on that one. Let's see, SEC versus BASI. Here's what legal experts say it means for NFTs. The SEC is investigating Bored Ape Yacht Club creator Hugo Labs for securities violation. Legal experts say it could have a significant impact on the NFT industry. This is from writer Sandar Lutz for Decrypt. Last week, a sliver of news leaks from an unknown source sent the NFT world into an uproar. An anonymous source tipped Bloomberg that the Securities and Exchange Commission is currently investigating whether NFTs sold by Hugo Labs, the $5 billion company behind Bored Ape Yacht Club, violated security registration laws. The SEC did not deny the report. Depending on who you ask, the news confirmed a likelihood either once unthinkable or uninvitable. The U.S. government may be seeking to regulate the nascent multi-billion-dollar NFT industry as a securities market. The multiple legal experts speaking to Decrypt took the development as a clear signal that the SEC, which has aggressively ramped up its attitude towards crypto regulation in the recent months, is taking unprecedented steps towards asserting its domain over the virtual art market. Other legal minds dismissed the move as loud but empty political jockeying on the part of the SEC. One that is unlikely to lead to any dramatic changes in regulation. According across the spectrum of opinion, however, there was a consensus that if the SEC did elect to escalate its current investigation of Hugo Labs litigation, the implications could be seismic. The potential for regulatory enforcement action is greater than I anticipated with respect to NFT collections, where each digital asset is unique. Excuse me. Alfred Steiner, an artist and attorney specializing in NFTs, told Decrypt Steiner currently represents Ryder Rips, a conceptual artist and provocateur who is currently the target of Hugo Labs lawsuit over trademark infringement. Prior to Monday's news, Steiner believed the SEC was unlikely to ever go after a blue chip NFT collection like BASI because most of the 10,000 Bored Ape NFTs in circulation are distinguished by different visual traits, an earring, or a different colored background. Those distinctions, Steiner thought, would make those NFTs appear less like securities and more like art pieces. Like commodities, store of value. Let's see, my impression to this news had been that sort of diversity you have among digital resources in a collection like BASI would be sufficient to keep regulatory action at bay, Steiner said. I don't know if any previous signal that they were going to do what they've done. Other legal experts disagreed. However, they said that they've been anticipating this escalation for some time. Basically, in a nutshell, this article goes on and on and on and on and on about the point that basically the SEC has to make a decision. They just have to really kind of make an announcement and what their announcement is. And my thought, again, Bored Ape is it's a picture. It's a picture that's unique. It's ciphered differently. NFTs specifically noted as artwork. The only thing I can see here is the ape coin, but the ape coin, from my understanding, was KYC'd to receive your ape coin. And maybe they had registrations with the SEC. We don't know. I don't know. and it's just too early to tell. There's a lot in here that I think is just let's get to the main point of, like, SEC versus base C, right? That's the question here. So again, I have all these article links in the recap on the YouTube side, so you can most definitely go in the recap and do your own due diligence or research and read at your own leisures the whole entire thing. That one was a little ongoing, so I just want to keep this flow of the stream to the point, right? All right, let's shift it over into a piece of NFT news. Metaverse news. So we had a couple of pieces of blockchain news, then some just basically general what we're seeing there in regulatory around NFT news. Wasn't much going on for crypto news, specifically. Cryptocurrency being built on blockchain. But hey, let's go into the metaverse. Ozzy Osbourne, Dylan Francis, and Soulja Boy to perform at Decentraland's Metaverse Music Festival. So that should get some people using the Metaverse other than the 3,000 people they say have been using it in the past 30 days. Let's see. The free 4-day event aims to bridge the real world and Web3 to mutually benefit fans and artists. This is by writer Cameron Thompson for the CoinDesk. This is pretty cool. All right, let's go. We'll hang out in the Decentraland. Decentraland is set to host its second annual Metaverse Music Festival next month, highlighting real-world and digital music artists across genres. The free event will be presented by digital asset exchange Kraken and does not require a ticket or any special hardware like a virtual reality headset to participate. Yeah, I will say this. Anyone can go to Decentraland and hang out there on a desktop. I'm not even sure if it's mobile-based so much yet, but if it's weighted for that engine-wise, I don't know. I don't think so. So far, Decentralized has secured over 100 artists, including rock legend Ozzy Osbourne, electronic DJ Dylan Francis, and rapper Soulja Boy. It is also partnering with a handful of brands, including Metal Festival Ozfest, NFT music platform LimeWire, AR Metaverse platform Over, and others to host stages and sponsor experiences for the event. Producer for the Metaverse Music Festival, Ira Diaz, told CoinDesk that the goal of the event is to bridge Web 2 and Web 3 worlds to mutually benefit fans and artists. Not only will it host a free, accessible event for attendees across the world, but will also provide artists with opportunities to connect with their fans, such as token-gated experiences. The Metaverse Music Festival is not attempting to replace a real-world experience, but rather just give another opportunity for people to enjoy the art of the music, says Diaz. Decentraland hosted its inaugural music festival last year, which it had over 80 artists and over 50,000 attendees over the course of 4 days. It has also played host. It also played host other events with similar experiences, such as New Year's Eve party in December and its Metaverse Fashion Week in March. All right, so there we go. Ozzy Osbourne, Dylan Francis, and Soulja Boy to perform at Decentraland's Metaverse Music Festival that's coming up here. Definitely participate in that. Check it out. It's free. Next piece of news here going on is from Yahoo Finance. So we're going to shift this over to finance and stock news for the day. We got stock market news, live update. Stock futures jump ahead of the big earnings lineup. This is from writer Alexandra Semenova for Yahoo Finance. So the U.S. equity futures pushed forward for another day, extending a positive start to the week as earnings season sets into high gear. Futures tied to the S&P 500 rose 1.3%, while futures on the Dow Jones Industrial Average added 300 points or 1%. Contracts on the technology-heavy Nasdaq Composite IXIC advanced 1.6%. The moves in pre-market trading Tuesday come after all three major averages rallied in the previous sessions, with the S&P 500, Dow, and Nasdaq notching gains of 2.7%, 1.9%, and 3.4% respectively. As we continue to remind you, this kind of outsized move is not on its own historically indicative of either a healthy market or an investable low. Data Trek Research co-founder Jessica Rabe said on a note, the annual average number of days in which the S&P 500 gained more than 1% was 54 last year, while Monday's bounce brings the year-to-date data tally of such gains to 100, an important threshold the benchmark index has only reached 7 other years in the past 6 decades. During the Saudi oil embargo, the 2000 dot-com bubble, the 2008 global financial crisis, and 2020's pandemic crash, with inflows to stocks near a record last week. Investors have been ramping up bets that a market bottom is in, but many Wall Street strategists have argued that the optimism is premature, particularly as what's expected to be a murky earnings season gets underway. So, the story continues. Bank of America's Global Fund Manager survey out Tuesday's morning said 91% of the respondents say corporate earnings are unlikely to rise 10% for more or more in the next year, the highest share of investors in the survey's history, a sign of further downside for forward earnings per share estimate for the S&P 500 index. As such, BOFA analysts deemed that any indication that the end of equity route is merely tasty morsels for another bear rally, adding that this institution projects a big low and subsequent big rally for the first half of 2023 when the Federal Reserve is expected to change course and start cutting rates. So yeah, I keep hearing that definitely there's going to be a further dip. There's going to be a further lower bearish floor in the markets all around in the first half of 2023, or first Q1 of 2023. We'll see how the second half and Q2, Q3, etc. goes in 2023. This month's survey screams macro capitulation, investor capitulation, start of policy capitulation. Strategist led by Michael Harnett wrote, Tuesday will keep investors busy with earnings due out from companies including Goldman Sachs, Johnson & Johnson, Hasbro, Netflix, and United Airlines. Goldman Sachs is the last of the country's 6 mega banks to unveil results on Tuesday, despite better than feared results from some names in financials. Monday, the banking industry has reported a year-over-year earnings decline of 13% for the third quarter, driven primarily by increased provisions for loan losses. To prepare for a possible recession, Wall Street's big banks are bellwethers of the U.S. economy and typically set the tone for the earnings season. Yeah, most definitely. So yeah, that's this stock market news live update. Stock futures jump ahead of big earnings lineup. Our next piece of news here. Let's go. Keep on going. This is from Yahoo Finance as well. Economist Nouriel Roubini, in some sense, World War III has already started. This is also in the finance sector. Ben Werschel, writer for Yahoo Finance. I want this video to stop here. Let's go. Stop this video. There we go. All right. President Vladimir Putin's refusal to rule out tactical nuclear weapons in Russia's war against Ukraine put much of the world on edge last month, but economist Nouriel Roubini says a nuclear escalation of that nearly 8-month conflict could mark just the start of a global battle. I've said this. It really, to be honest, it would not surprise me. Just saying. The world could also see nuclear conflict in Iran, and most worrying for the U.S. and around China's fight for Taiwan, says Roubini, who was dubbed Dr. Doom after realization of his dire predictions, including the 2008 housing crisis that sparked the Great Recession. Yeah, so this guy who's like called out like basically like the 2008 crash and certain predictions, he's definitely calling out that we're already in the start of World War III. To be honest, again, it does not surprise me. Especially it does not surprise me that we continued the production of uranium, production of nuclear, and putting it and transitioning that into nuclear weaponry. So that sort of thing. This doesn't surprise me, most definitely. Just saying. Though New York, I know Obama tried to put a hold on the Iranian enrichment, and that did work for some time. But the New York University business professor contends a Cold War already exists between U.S. and China. Obviously, that seems to have started between that's already ongoing, but the Trump administration on the trade tariffs did not help, and that it could escalate into a hot war as President Xi Jinping, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Xi Jinping, aims to unite China and Taiwan. Roubini appeared on Monday at the Yahoo Finance's 2022 All Market Summit ahead of the release of his book, Mega Threats, 10 Dangerous Threats That Imperil Our Future and How to Survive Them. In some senses, World War III has already started. Roubini said it started in Ukraine because this conflict has broader implications that go well beyond Russia and Ukraine. It's the beginning of something else, a Cold War between the West and a number of revisionist powers. Speaking to Yahoo Finance's editor-in-chief on Monday, Roubini highlighted geopolitical threats in what he calls a new Cold War that has emerged between the United States and China, and as well between the West and revisionist powers, including Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and Pakistan. They're essentially challenging the economic, social, and geopolitical order that the United States and Europe and the West created after World War II, Robini said, explaining this crisis could ensnare the United States. In addition to Ukraine, another flashpoint could also be Iran. Robini says the negotiations between the United States and Iran on a new nuclear deal are not going anywhere. And Israel is saying if Iran's going to become nuclear and they're one step away from it, we're going to attack them, Robini said. At the same time, the United States and China are on a collision course as the two countries continue to uncouple on fronts from trade to the movement of labor to technology. I believe the next 5 to 10 years is going to be the time when there's going to be a confrontation between the United States and China on the issue of Taiwan, and that could trigger this Cold War becoming a hot war. He said that's how we get to World War III. Chinese President Xi Jinping is widely expected to claim a third term atop his nation during the Communist Party's National Congress this week, cementing him as China's most powerful ruler since Mao Zedong. The leader also called a buildup of China's military further as the conference kicked off on Sunday, reportedly saying the country should be prepared for danger at times of peace and prepare for a rainy day and be ready to withstand major tests of high winds and high waves. The development this week comes after tensions over Taiwan peaked this summer when U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taipei on August 2nd. Chinese warships encircled the island, roiling world markets and raising the possibility of much more dire consequences that China directly attacked Taiwan. In Ukraine, that conflict took another turn on Monday when a wave of explosive-laden Russian suicide drones exploded in Kyiv. The attacks set buildings ablaze and further frayed nerves on Ukraine's capital. Is that the whole article? Yeah, it's the whole article here. So yeah, we have economist Nouriel Roubini. In some sense, World War III has already started, and that's not going to stop unless human beings just stop being stupid. Let's keep going here. Elizabeth Holmes case takes on more drama ahead of sentencing. Miss Holmes, founder of failed blood testing startup Theranos, asked for a new trial after a surprise visit from come on, New York Times. I always forget this about New York Times. I haven't even read one. Just take that one out. Won't read from the New York Times for now. All right, let's keep going here. Skip that. Go on to this piece of tech. Battery tech breakthrough. 10-minute charge time paves way for mass adoption of affordable electric cars. This is from this is from Penn State University for SciTech Daily. So I want to find some technology news to read from, right? Scientists develop a new technique that charges EV batteries in just 10 minutes. A design breakthrough has enabled a 10-minute charge time for a typical electric vehicle battery. A paper detailing the record-breaking combination of a shorter charge time and more energy acquired for a longer travel range was published on October 12th in the journal Nature. Let's see, how long is this article? This is crazy long. I want to get to the key points here, right? The need for smaller, faster charging batteries is greater than ever, says Chao Yang Wang, lead author on the study. There are simply not enough batteries and critical raw materials, especially those produced domestically, to meet anticipated demand. Wang is the William E. Diefenderfer Professor of Mechanical Engineering at Penn State. The Air Resources Board of California adopted a comprehensive plan in August to impose restrictions on and eventually outlaw the sales of gasoline-powered vehicles in the state. This means that by 2035, the largest auto market in the United States will effectively retire the internal combustion engine. Wong explained that if new car sales are going to shift to battery-powered electric vehicles, EVs, they'll need to overcome two major drawbacks. First, they are too slow to recharge. Secondly, they are too large to be efficient and affordable. Instead of taking a few minutes at the gas pump, some EVs can take all day to recharge depending on the battery. Our first fast charging technology works for most energy dense batteries and will open a new possibility to downsize electric vehicle batteries from 150 to 50 kilowatt per hour without causing drivers to feel range anxiety, said Wang, whose lab were partnered with State College startup EC Power and developed the technology. The smaller, faster charging batteries will dramatically cut down battery costs and usage of critical raw materials such as cobalt, graphite, and lithium, enabling mass adoption of affordable electric cars. The technology relies on internal thermal modulation, an active method of temperature control to demand the best performance possible from the battery, Wang explained. Batteries operate most efficiently when they are hot, but not too hot. Keeping batteries consistently at just the right temperature has been a major challenge for battery engineers. Historically, they have relied on external bulky heating and cooling systems to regulate battery temperature, which responds slowly and waste a lot of energy, Wang said. Let's get some more key points here. The study's partner, EC Power, is working to manufacture and commercialize the fast-charging battery for an affordable and sustainable future of vehicle electrification. And yeah, they got some reference notes here, co-authors of stuff. Yeah, but in quote, true fast-charging batteries would have immediate impact, the researcher writes, since there are not enough raw minerals for every internal combustion engine car to be replaced by a 150 kilowatt equipped EV. Fast charging is imperative for EVs to go mainstream. That's interesting. I didn't even, we learn something new every day. And this is really cool that they're downsizing the battery and the charging rate times through technological innovations. All right, we're going to go into this last piece of news. I'm going to close out the stream for the day until tomorrow. Again, I do this stream every day at best on the weekdays between during the hour of 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. hours. Obviously, we had some stream issues today on the studio side. Had to switch over to a bare metal kind of OBS server. All that mumbo jumbo tech talk, we'll skip over. And let's keep reading. News brief: Iranian drones in Ukraine. Midterms, Biden speech on abortion. So basically, there's an 11-minute update here on some news on the global side that I just wanted to note from. Does Russia's use of Iranian drones signal a shift in strategy? Gubernatorial candidates debate in Georgia rematch. President Biden will make what's billed as major speech rights on abortion rights. So this is probably going to be this President Biden speech is going to probably be an important piece of the highlighted news among that sector. And what else is going on? The European Union faces a battle to keep energy prices from harming the economy. In Ukraine, trend lines point to escalation, not an end game. What are the suicide drones bombing Ukraine, and where did Russia get them? That's another thing that's going on. Where did they get them? It's stipulating that it's coming from Iran, but that's going to further unfold. So I'll be covering that as well moving forward. So that's basically where we're at in some global news here. I'm going to close out the stream again for the day. All of these articles, let me go back over here. All these articles will be on the YouTube recap side, so if you're on YouTube, please do subscribe, turn on bell notifications right here to Blockchain Tech and Finance. Otherwise, that's all I got for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe the restream on their corporate side will get things moving so we can move that restream forward. Otherwise, we got a backup plan right here where the gaming channel stream overlays are at. So again, have a great and safe day. Cheers. Ciao. Stay safe. Peace be with you. Onamashigas. Ciao.